Call this evening's Planning Commission meeting for the City of Greer to order. If there's anyone present on the commission that would need to disqualify themselves from the cases being reviewed this evening, please state your name and case for the record and complete a recusal form from staff. I don't know if we have that. So at this time, the case is being heard or voted on. That person will need to step down from the panel. So, now we received the minutes from last meeting on July 17th, 2023. Anybody request a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Osterno?
Yes.
Mr. Lavender?
Yes.
Mr. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Lamb?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. We'll move on to the public hearing portion of the meeting. During this time, we will open and close the public hearing for each request. We will start with staff giving the basic information for the request and the applicant presenting their request. Afterwards, anyone wishing to speak for or against the request will have an opportunity to do so. All speakers should come to the podium and make their comments, beginning with their name and address. If you have not already, please be sure to sign in with staff to speak. We ask that everyone that speaks during the public hearing keep their comments to under 3 minutes. This is to keep the meeting running smoothly and efficiently. At this time, I will open up the public hearing for AN 23-09. Staff, please provide the basic information for this request.
First case is AN 23-09. The applicant is Brian Martin on behalf of the Ilgen USA Corporation. The address is 1705 Poplar Drive Extension. The parcel ID number for the record is 5-23-00-007.05. The parcel is currently unzoned and within Spartanburg County, and the request is to annex and zone to S1 Services District. An aerial image of the parcel. It is currently unzoned and surrounded by I-1 Industrial in the dark blue and S1 Services in light blue. Parcel is adjacent to Mixed Employment Future Land Use Designation. A photo of the site as it exists today, and the purpose of this annexation is to be able to combine adjacent parcels and expand the existing facility. That concludes my presentation.
All right, thank you. Do we have anybody that signed up to speak? I didn't get a list, but no. Okay. So, is there anyone here to speak in favor or against this request? The applicant here. All right.
Brian Martin, attorney in downtown Greer, 212 Trade Street. This is a pretty simple one. The company is planning to expand one of their existing buildings. The lower building at the south end of the red box, they're planning to expand that back into the existing S1. So we're rezoning their entire property to combine it with the existing S1 in the city so that they can expand that building.
Thank you.
Pretty simple. Happy to answer any questions, though.
All right, thank you. We can go through that later.
Business meeting.
All right.
You can have a seat now.
Anybody else here to speak in favor or against this request? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next business item. At this time, I will open up the public hearing for RZ 23-06. Staff, if you could give us the basic information.
Second case is RZ 23-06. The applicant is Kyle Sikala, and the subject property is 310 Buncombe. Parcel ID for the record is G003-001-001-806. The property is currently zoned to R12 single-family residential, and the request is to rezone to R7.5 single-family residential. Aerial image of the subject property, and to orient yourself, it is across the street from the Greer Recycling Center. Current zoning map shows R12 single family in that butter yellow, RM2 multifamily residential in brown, C2 commercial in red, and S1 services in blue. Future land use designation is traditional neighborhood. The site as it exists today. And the proposed subdivision showing the creation of a flag lot, which is the reasoning for the rezoning request. The site plan has had a preliminary review by staff and meets all the standards of the requested R7.5 zoning district.
Thank you. Is the applicant here? All right. Would you like to come to the podium and state your name and address and tell us anything you would like to know in addition to what the staff mentioned.
Kyle Sikla, 18 Beach Creek Court in Greer. The as-is picture is a little more updated. We just finished siding that property, so we remodeled that existing single family. And our original intention was to put a duplex on this lot, but with the condition of the existing house, it made more sense just to remodel it. And then we were looking, since the lot is actually, the original lot plus half of the next door lot. It's a lot and a half. So it's bigger than most lots in those neighborhoods. We were thinking we would just put 2 single family houses, just small, kind of matching the existing neighborhood.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone here to speak in favor or against this request? Seeing none, we close the, public forum portion of the building and move on to the new business. We will now move on to the new business meeting where the staff will make an official recommendation on each item. If the commission has questions of the applicant, staff, or anyone in the audience, it is their right to ask such questions. The board will then vote on each request during this time. After the commission has voted on your case, please contact planning staff at your convenience and move forward with the next steps. You may be excused from the meeting after your case is complete. At this time, I will open up the new business meeting for AN 23-09. Staff will provide their analysis and recommendation.
Again, the request is to annex and zone to S1 services, current zoning map, future land use, the existing site. Surrounding zoning is I1 industrial and S1 services, and the surrounding land use is industrial. The request is compatible with the surrounding land uses and future land use designation. Therefore, staff supports the request and recommends approval.
Comments, discussion, questions? Or motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Who's second? Who was second?
I'll take it. Oh, yeah, it don't matter.
We'll fight over.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Cerno?
Yes.
Mr. Lavender?
Yes.
Mr. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Lamb?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. Contact staff for next steps. At this time, I'll open up the business meeting for RN 23-06. Staff will now provide their analysis and recommendation.
Okay, again, the request is to rezone to R7.5 single family residential, current zoning map, future land use, existing site, the proposed subdivision that has been preliminarily reviewed by staff. The surrounding zoning is R12 single family, RM2 multifamily, and S1 services, and the surrounding land use is primarily residential. The request is compatible with surrounding land uses and future land use designations. Therefore, staff supports the request and recommends approval.
Questions, comments?
Can we go back to the outline? Yeah. So the driveway would be on the right-hand side for this new house?
That's correct. So kind of where that pink line is
Yeah.
where it would kind of be a flag lot.
Does that existing building meet the side setback requirements?
There's
Once
31
we do
feet
that, probably
between
not.
it and the sideline. It would be an 11-foot setback, which I think it does
Yeah.
for the 20-foot flag.
Well, my only question is, we have argued for not hours, but for a long time over some of these where there would be an additional dwelling or something on a property. We are splitting this, but it's effectively the same thing. That's, I was in favor of those other ones, but
Do you mean like a ADU accessory dwelling unit or?
do I?
Do you mean an ADU where like there's a separate
Yeah.
house on the rear of the property?
Yeah.
But they're making a new lot
Yeah,
to the
so-
rear, so.
Okay. But we're effectively doing the same thing. We're just splitting the lot to do it. Yeah.
But he's selling it or renting it to a different entity. Questions, comments, motions?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Cerna?
Yes.
Mr. Lavender?
Yes.
Mr. Booker?
Yes.
Mr. Lamb?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. Motion passes. Contact staff for next steps. That concludes our new business portion of the meeting. Do we have a planning and staff report?
We do have some updates in regard to the UDO. So we do have a postcard that will be going out later this week to all property owners in the city. It will let them know about the new zoning map and code, as well as promoting a series of 5 public meetings we will be having September 13th and 14th, both at City Hall and the Cannon Center. Those will be kind of throughout the day so that we can accommodate people at all hours. So we'll have a morning, afternoon, and evening session. We would love your attendance, and we'll be sure to provide links to everything in case you're contacted by anyone in the city. Let's see. We will have a webpage with information about the project, with the map and the draft available, as well as an FAQ sheet. That should go live hopefully tomorrow, right in advance of those postcards going out, but it's not quite ready yet. And then we are planning to have this at public hearing for Planning Commission Monday, October 16th. And then it will go to City Council first reading October 24th, and then second reading November 14th. All goes to plan.
All right. Thank you. Anything further? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Adjourned.